In today's video, John's going to be pruning our Hydrangea Macrophylla, which is out the front here. We were given it by some friends after a rather lovely joint birthday party of theirs, so we don't know what variety it is. There are many varieties of Hydrangea Macrophylla. One of the common names is lacewing. Welcome to John Horsey Horticulture. John's been teaching horticulture professionally for over 30 years now, and on this channel we're hoping to help you develop your gardening skills. Whether you're new to gardening and would like some advice on propagation techniques, growing vegetables, bit of pest control, much more, or whether you're a seasoned horty who could always use some extra advice. If you like learning those things, do take a trip around our channel. If you like what you see, do push the subscribe button. There's no charge. Don't forget, push the all-important notification bell. That lets you know every time we upload a new video.
Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's well. This is actually our 100th video, so it's a bit of a celebration for us. And because it's our 100th video, I want to thank all of you who've been listening to our videos and who've been putting nice comments about us and generally supporting us. I hear from one rather lovely lady that apparently these things are very good at 3:30 in the morning when you can't sleep. So I'm dedicating this one particularly to, shall we say, sleepless in charge stock. She'll know who she is. Anyway, getting back to the work today, we're looking at the hydrangeas. Now, we've already shown you how to do Hydrangea paniculata. That's the one with the nice creamy white racemes of flowers. This is the more conventional hydrangea. It's traditional to leave the old flowers on these because it protects from the frost. I'm not sure how much protection something like that will give against the hard frost, but anyway, it's the way it's done, and I've done it here today. I'm quite sure now that we're past the worst of the hard frosts. We're quite a long way into April. We'll probably get a few gentle frosts, but hopefully we won't get any beasts from the east or anything like that, and it'll be safe to cut it back. So what we need to do here, start off with, first of all, we have to remove all these dead flowers from last year. Right, so I'm going along and I'm taking off these dead pieces. I'm leaving all the living stuff for the moment, so we're going to cut it back in a minute, but I think it's quite useful to get this off first of all, and we can see what we're looking at. So I'll just go along here and take these back.
Are you taking it back to the
I'm just taking the dead flowers off at the moment. Yeah, back to the living growth. Some of these are actually completely, they're dead right the way back. So where I've got one like that, for example, where the flower's obviously dead, and I come back here, there's no real buds there at all. I'm going to take that one back as far as I can, down to there. Oh, there's a bud right down there, so I'll take it right back, and that gets a bit of the old wood right out of the way. You see, there's nothing growing on that. So that's going. But most of this, when I take it back, take the top off, I'm going to be aiming to reduce it by about 1/3 in total. So we take the dead off, and then I'm just going to do this one side from the point of view of showing you how it's done. So I've taken most of the dead flowers off on this side here. That's gone, and now I'm going to go back by about 1/3. So on this one, you see, there's the shoot coming up there, and that's about 1/3. Nice healthy shoot there. It's going inwards rather than out, which is rather a shame, but it will come that way. And I've taken it back by about 1/3. On this one, it's actually it's a bit more than 1/3, but there's a nice outward grip. There's a nice bud going there, so I'm taking that off to there. And that will bring the final shrub down to a decent size. As always, look to get out clusters, get out any congestion in the middle, and just try to keep your good shoots coming up. And that one's gone completely, so we'll take that one back. You'll notice my plants are all growing in amongst other plants. I'm going really much now for this idea of having a nice dense undergrowth. It's great for wildlife. I've got a pond there where all the newts and the frogs and the toads come out, and they can hide in this, and I love this. And also it makes it a lot less work for me. And things that I like, such as my daffodils and my snowdrops, there's daphne here. They all push up through it anyway. So really this has become like a ground cover of ericas and lamiums, of primroses coming up through it. And some people might think it's a bit untidy. I think it's absolutely lovely. So anyway, back to the job on hand. Here, this is the dead one. Looking down, there are shoots. That's about the one I want to take out. And you see, I'm now getting a nice shape appearing on this plant. So here, there's no real growth on that, so cut that one right off. That one I'm going to take back to, a bit of dead there. Take that one back to there, and you can see that it's... now I'm looking at the overall shape of the plant, and I'm getting quite a nice shape coming around. That one I can take right off because it's... you see there's a few on the top there, there's the flower there. If there'd been a bud there, I'd have cut back to that one, but there's not, so I'm taking it back. As always, if you can take some of the middle, the central bit out, it opens up and you get new shoots coming, and that's very helpful for the plant. Now down in here, I'm actually going to cut that back to that outward growing shoot there, because that'll fill up from that way. It's a little bit wishy-washy, this. Where they're a bit unsure and bits weak, I tend to take them out anyway, because that encourages stronger growth. But when you get, see, if you've got a nice shoot there, look, you've got this one coming up, and there's a lovely couple of buds there. Well, they're shoots now, not buds. There we are, that's kept the shape quite nicely. Doesn't always work. I mean, here, this one I'd like to have a bud there, but it hasn't. The whole thing's weak, so I'm taking it right back into there. And that means these other ones will grow in the place and strengthen it all up. There we are. And I think you can see now how it's coming into shape, isn't it? If you look at that side of it, and which I've done, and that which I haven't done, I think you can see where we're going with all this. Here we've got a dead head. We'll take the dead heads off, and that brings us quite nicely back to that little shoot there, which is shaped nicely, so I'm going to leave that one. But the one adjacent to it is all very, very congested. In fact, I'm going to take that one right back there and open it right up like that. Taking quite a bit of stuff away, but that will encourage more to grow up. You know, you can't stick it back on, so just take a little bit once and then go back again if you want to. So that's looking a lot better, isn't it? I'll just stand back a bit and have a look at it. Yeah. It now has the space to grow out. All these leaves will open up and it'll form a nice bush, and we'll get loads of flowers later on in the year. The beauty of hydrangeas, they always come a bit later in the year, so it's quite a lovely plant to have. And that one was given to me by a particular friend, so it's rather nice that it's doing so well. Okay.
Well, we do hope that gave you some tips, and as John said, this is our 100th upload, so it's a little celebration for us. We're so thrilled to have had you join us here and follow us. It's really, really, really appreciated. If you liked that video and would like to learn some more, do push the subscribe button. There's no charge. Don't forget to push the all-important notification bell. That lets you know every time we upload a new video. In the meantime, it's Easter weekend coming up, so we wish everybody a very, very happy Easter. Until next time.